morning, students. Today I am going to discuss resources and development. Social Science Geography, Class 8, Chapter 3. And the chapter name is Mineral and Power Resources. It is an important and interesting chapter. Let's start. At first, you have studied that the earth crust is made up of different minerals embedded in the rocks. Various metals are extracted from these minerals after proper refinement. Minerals are an indispensable or important part of our lives. Almost everything we use, from a tiny pin to a towering building or a big ship, all are made from minerals. The railway lines and the tarmac of the roads, our implements and machinery too are made from minerals. Car, buses, trains, aeroplanes are manufactured from minerals and run on power resources derived from the earth. Even the food that we eat contain minerals like salt. In all stages of development, human beings have used minerals for their livelihood, decoration, festives, religious and ceremonial rites. Now question is arise, what is mineral? A naturally occurring substance that has a definite chemical composition is known as a mineral. Minerals are not evenly distributed over space. They are concentrated in a particular areas, and some minerals are found in areas which are not easily accessible, such as the Arctic Ocean and the Antarctica. Here, maximum minerals found in plateau areas. Minerals are formed in different types of geological environments under varying conditions. Some minerals are hardest like diamond and some minerals are softest like talc. Here, diamond is the hardest and talc is the softest mineral. Minerals are created by natural processes without any human interference. Minerals can be identified on the basis of their physical properties and chemical properties. Such physical properties are color, density, and hardness, and chemical property is solubility. Like iron ore, coal minerals are black in color and copper is brown in color. Density and hardness of the diamond is high, and other hand, density and hardness of talc is low. According to solubility, limestone is soluble and it reacts with water, but gold, silver minerals are not soluble. Rocks from which minerals are mined are known as ores. It is an important question. What is ore? And other hand, ore is a naturally occurring solid material from which a metal or valuable mineral can be profitably extracted. Is called ore. Now I am discuss types of minerals. There are two types of minerals, metallic minerals and non-metallic minerals. All through, more than 2,800 minerals have been identified, but only about 100 are abundantly found in most of the rocks. The salt in our food and graphite in a pencil are also minerals. Metallic minerals. The minerals which contain metal in raw form are known as metallic minerals. Here, metal is a solid material that is typically hard, shiny and malleable. Metallic minerals are good conductors of heat and electricity, and they have characteristic of luster or shine. Here you can see the picture of some metallic minerals like iron ore, nickel, bauxite, manganese and copper. Metallic minerals can be divided into two parts, ferrous minerals and non-ferrous minerals. What is ferrous minerals? These minerals contain iron in them is called ferrous minerals, like iron ore, manganese, chromite, etc. And non-ferrous minerals do not contain iron but may contain some other metal. Example, gold, silver, copper, bauxite are example of non-ferrous minerals. Ferrous minerals account for about 3/4 of the total value of the production of metallic minerals. Here you can see the picture of some ferrous and non-ferrous minerals. On left side, iron ore and chromite are ferrous minerals, and on right side, copper and gold are non-ferrous minerals. Non-metallic minerals. The minerals which do not contain metal are known as non-metallic minerals, like limestone, mica, gypsum, diamond, etc. Some characteristics of non-metallic minerals are: they are bad conductors of heat and electricity. They are shineless or lusterless. This can be solid, liquid, and gaseous. The mineral fuels like coal, petroleum are also non-metallic minerals. Here you can see some pictures of non-metallic minerals like limestone, mica, gypsum, and coal. Extraction of minerals. Minerals can be extracted by three types: mining, drilling, and quarrying. Mining. The process of taking out minerals from the rocks buried or inserted under the earth's surface is called mining. Mining are two types: open cast and shaft mining. What is open cast mining? Minerals that lie at shallow depth are taken out by removing the surface layer is called open cast mining. What is shaft mining? Deep bores or holes are called shaft. Minerals that lie at greater depth are taken out by removing the surface layer is called shaft mining. In Jharkhand state, we can see the open cast mining. Next, drilling. Petroleum and natural gas occur far below the earth's surface. So, deep wells are bored or drilled to taken out them, and this type is called drilling. Last one is quarrying. Minerals that lie near the surface are simply dug out by the process known as quarrying. Here you see both types of mining: open cast, shaft, drilling, and quarrying. Do you know the most of the minerals in India are nationalized and their extraction is possible only after obtaining due permission from the government? But in most of the tribal areas of the northeastern India, minerals are owned by individuals or communities. In Meghalaya, there are large deposits of coal, iron ore, limestone, and dolomite. Coal mining in Jowai and Cherrapunji is done by family members in the form of long narrow tunnel, and this type of mining is known as rat hole mining. Distribution of minerals. Minerals occur in different types of rocks. Some minerals are found in igneous rocks, some are found in metamorphic rocks, and while others occur in sedimentary rock. Generally, metallic minerals are found in igneous and metamorphic rocks. Example, iron ore in North Sweden, copper and nickel deposit in Ontario, Canada, iron ore, nickel, chromite, and platinum in South Africa are example of minerals found in igneous and metamorphic rocks. Other hand, sedimentary rock formation of plains and young fold mountains contain non-metallic minerals like limestone, mica, etc. Example, limestone deposit of Caucasus region of France, manganese deposit of Georgia and Ukraine, etc. Minerals, fuels or energy minerals such as coal and petroleum are also found in the sedimentary rock. This variation exists largely because of the difference in the geological structure, processes, and time involved in the formation of minerals. And always remember that the concentration of mineral in the ore, the comfort extraction, and closeness to the market play an important role in affecting the economic viability of a country. Now I am discuss minerals distribution of the world. First, mineral distribution in Asia. China and India have large iron ore deposit, and this continent produce more than half of the world's stream. China also leads in production of lead, antimony, and tungsten. Asia also has deposit of manganese, bauxite, nickel, zinc, and copper. Here remember, China is the leading producer of iron ore in the world. Here you can see the iron ore mine in China and iron ore mine in India. Now in Europe. Europe is also the leading producer of iron ore in the world. Russia, Ukraine, Sweden, and France have large deposit of iron ore. Some minerals like copper, lead, zinc, manganese, and nickel are found in European region. But remember, Switzerland has no known mineral deposit in it. In European continent, Sweden is one of the leading ore and metal producing country. Here you can see the iron ore mine in Europe and copper mine in Europe. Next, in North America. The mineral deposit in North America are located in 3 zones. Number 1, Canadian Shield region. Number 2, Appalachian region. And number 3, Western Mountain Range or Cordilleras region. Iron ore, nickel, gold, uranium, and copper are mined in the Canadian Shield region. Here, shield means old hard plateau area where maximum minerals are deposited. In Appalachian region, coal is maximum found. Western Mountain Range or Cordilleras have vast deposit of copper, lead, zinc, gold, and silver. You can see a gold mine in Canadian Shield region and a coal mine in Appalachian region. Next, in South America. South America has large deposit of gold, silver, zinc, chromium, manganese, dolomite, etc. Brazil is the largest producer of high-graded iron ore in the world. Chile and Peru are the leading producer of copper. Mineral oil or petroleum is also found in Venezuela, Argentina, Chile, Peru, and Colombia. Here you see a iron ore mine in Brazil and a copper mine in Chile. Next, in Africa. Africa is rich in mineral resources. It is the world's largest producer of diamond, gold, and platinum, which is precious mineral. South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Zaire produce a large portion of the world's gold. Petroleum is found in Nigeria, Libya, and Angola. Here remember, Botswana is a country of Africa continent where rarest green diamond is found. Here you see a diamond mine in South Africa and a gold mine in Nigeria. Next, minerals distribution in Australia. Australia is the largest producer of bauxite in the world and also leading producer of gold, diamond, iron ore, tin, and nickel. Australia is also rich in copper, lead, zinc, and manganese minerals. Kalgoorlie and Coolgardie areas of Western Australia have the largest deposit of gold. The oldest rock in the world are in Western Australia. They date from 4,300 million years ago, only 300 million years after the Earth was formed. Here you see a manganese mine in Australia and a gold mine in Kalgoorlie in Western Australia. Next, in Antarctica. The geology of Antarctica is sufficiently well known to predict the existence of a variety of minerals deposits. Huge deposit of coal in the Transantarctic Mountain and iron ore near the Prince Charles Mountain of East America is forecasted or predicted. Here you see a iron ore in Antarctica. Now I am discuss minerals distribution in India. India is fortunate to have fairly rich and varied mineral resources. However, these are unevenly distributed. Peninsular plateau area contain most of the metallic and non-metallic minerals. Sedimentary rocks on the western and eastern part of the peninsula in Gujarat and Assam have most of the petroleum deposit. Rajasthan, with the rocky system of the peninsula, has reserve of many non-ferrous minerals. The vast alluvial plains of North India are almost empty of economic minerals. This variation exists largely because of the difference in the geological structure, processes, and time involved in the formation of minerals. Now I am discuss major important minerals in India. The first one is iron. It is the basic mineral and the backbone of industrial development. India has deposit of high-grade iron ore. Maximum iron ore found in Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Goa, Maharashtra and Karnataka. And Karnataka is the leading producer of iron ore in India. Next, bauxite. Aluminium is found from the bauxite mineral and it is a non-ferrous mineral. Major bauxite producing areas are Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, etc. Odisha is the leading producer of bauxite in India. Here you see a iron ore mine in Jharkhand and bauxite mine in Odisha. Next, mica. Mica is mineral made up of series of plates or leaves and it splits easily into thin sheets. It is a non-metallic mineral. Mica deposit mainly occur in Jharkhand, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh and Rajasthan. And Andhra Pradesh is the leading mica producing state in India. Copper. India is critically deficient in the reserve and production of copper and it is a non-ferrous mineral. It is mainly produced in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh state. Madhya Pradesh is the leading copper producing state in India in recent time. Here you see a mica mine in Andhra Pradesh and a copper mine in Madhya Pradesh. Manganese. Manganese is a ferrous mineral and it is mainly used to manufacturing of steel. And it is also used in manufacturing of insecticide, paints and bleaching powder. Manganese mainly found in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh is the leading manganese producing state in India. Limestone. Limestone is found in sedimentary rocks and it is basic raw material for the cement industry and it is a non-metallic rock mineral. Limestone producing states in India are Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. And Rajasthan is the leading limestone producing state in India. Here you see a manganese mine in Maharashtra and a limestone mine in Madhya Pradesh. Next, gold. Gold is a precious mineral and it is a non-ferrous mineral. Kolar mines in Karnataka has deposit of gold in India and maximum gold found in the state of Karnataka. Last, salt. Salt is a non-metallic mineral and it is obtained from sea, lakes and rocks. India is one of the world's leading producer and export of salt. Here you see Kolar gold mine in Karnataka and salt producing in Sambar Lake. Uses of minerals. We all appreciate the strong dependence of industry and agriculture upon mineral deposit. The importance of minerals are: number 1, minerals are used in many industries. Number 2, copper is used in manufacturing of coin, pipes, electric wire, etc. Aluminium obtained from bauxite and it is used in automobiles, industries, aeroplanes and manufacturing of utensils. Silicon obtained from quartz mineral and it is used in computer industry. Mica used in electric and electronic industries. And lastly, gold, silver, diamond, platinum minerals are used for making jewelry. Conservation of minerals. Minerals are non-renewable resources. The total volume of workable mineral deposit is an insignificant fraction, that is 1% of the earth crust. We are rapidly consuming mineral resources that require millions of years to be created and concentrated. The geological process of mineral formation are so slow that the rates of replacement are infinitely small in comparison to the present rate of consumption. So we need to conserve minerals. Some conserving methods are: number 1, use of minerals in a planned and sustainable manner. Number 2, reuse, reduce and recycling of minerals. Number 3, use of alternative renewable substitutes. Next, reduce the waste of minerals. And last one, technology should be improved to use the low-grade minerals or ores profitably. Now I am discuss power resources. Power or energy resources plays a vital role in our lives and it is required for all activities. We also need power for industry, agriculture, transport, communication, defense and cooking purpose. Power or energy can be generated from fuel minerals like coal, petroleum, natural gas, uranium. Power resources can be classified into two types. Number 1, conventional energy. Number 2, non-conventional energy. Conventional source of energy. Conventional source of energy are those which have been in common use of a long time. Such conventional sources of energy are firewood, hydropower, fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. Fossil fuels are the fuels that formed due to decay of plants and animals millions of years ago under the earth's surface. Here, fossils means when the dead plants and animals trapped in the layers of the rocks. And some characteristics of these resources of this energy are: most of these sources are non-renewable, so they are inexhaustible. Except hydropower, all other sources of conventional power are transportable. They pollute the environment and production cost is high. First conventional sources of energy is firewood. It is widely used for cooking and heating, and in our country, more than 50% of energy used by villagers comes from firewood. It is easy to access and provide energy to a large number of people, and disadvantages of these energy sources are: collection of firewood is time consuming and it creates deforestation, and it also creates pollution and promoting greenhouse effect. Next, coal. Coal is the most abundantly found fossil fuel and it is used as a domestic purpose and also used in industries such as iron and steel industry, in steam engines and to generate electricity. Power generation and electricity produced from coal is called thermal power. The leading coal producer of the world are China, USA, Germany, Russia, etc. And in India, major coal producing states are Raniganj in West Bengal, Jharia, Dhanbad and Bokaro in Jharkhand, and Talcher in Odisha. The advantages of this energy is it is extensively available and efficient transformation to electricity. And disadvantages is it is bulky to transport. It is bulky, so to transport cost is high. Here you see a coal mine in Jharkhand. It is Jharia coal mine. Next, petroleum. Petroleum or mineral oil is the next major energy source of the world after coal. It is found between the layer of rocks, mainly sedimentary rocks, and it is drilled from oil fields that located in offshore and coastal areas. Here offshore area means situated at the sea some distance from the coast. Petroleum is also called black gold because as they are very valuable. It is used for power generation, run the vehicles, and also used in synthetic textile, fertilizer and also chemical industries. The chief petroleum producing countries are Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arab, Qatar, USA, etc. And in India, Digboi is the first petroleum producing place in Assam. And another petroleum producing region is Bombay in Mumbai and the deltas of Krishna and Godavari rivers. Here remember the word petroleum is derived from Latin words petra meaning rock and oleum meaning oil. So petroleum means rock oil. Here you see a petroleum producing area in Mumbai high. Next, natural gas. Natural gas is an important clean energy resource found in association with or without petroleum. It is considered an environment friendly fuel because of low carbon dioxide emissions. It can be used as a domestic and industrial purposes, and it is also used as a source of energy as well as industrial raw materials. Russia, Norway, UK and Netherlands are the major producer of natural gas. In India, Jaisalmer in Rajasthan, Krishna and Godavari river delta, Tripura and some offshore areas in Mumbai have natural gas resources. Advantages of natural gases are it is easier to transport through pipelines and it is cleaner than oil and coal and cheaper than petroleum or oil. Here you see a natural gas producing area or plant in Tripura. Next, hydel power. Hydroelectricity is generated by fast flowing water, which is renewable resources and environment friendly energy. 1/4 of the world's electricity is produced by hydel power. The leading producer of hydel power in the world are Norway, Paraguay, Brazil and China. Here remember, Norway was the first country in the world to develop hydroelectricity. Important hydel power station or projects in India are Bhakranangal project in Punjab, Gandhi Sagar project in Madhya Pradesh, Damodar Valley project in West Bengal, Nagarjuna Sagar project in Andhra Pradesh, etc. Some advantages of hydel power stations are it is not polluting, it promotes irrigation and fishing, and it is cheap. And disadvantages are expensive to set up it. Here you see a hydel power generation plant in Bhakranangal Dam in Punjab. Next, I am discuss non-conventional sources of energy. The increasing use of fossil fuels is leading to its shortage. It is estimated that if the present rate of consumption continues, the reserve of this fuel will get exhausted. Moreover, their use also causes environment pollution. Therefore, there is need for using non-conventional sources such as solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy, which are renewable. What is non-conventional energy? Non-conventional sources of energy are comparatively new sources of energy. Some characteristics of this energy are: these sources are renewable, that is, they never exhaust. This type of energy is eco-friendly and they are not pollutant. Production cost is low. Their sources are unlimited and are available in most of the countries. And these sources are newly introduced, so the technologies are not well available. First non-conventional sources of energy is solar energy. Solar energy trapped from the sun and can be used in solar cells to produce electricity. Here, photovoltaic technology converts sunlight directly into electricity. It is used in heating water, drying up clothes, cooking purpose, agriculture, traffic signal, etc. Maximum tropical countries like in India, USA, Sri Lanka, Brazil, China use this energy abundantly. Advantages of solar energy are: it is inexhaustible and it is non-polluting. And disadvantages is it is expensive. Here you see a Charang solar park in Gujarat. Next, wind energy. In modern times, windmills are used to produce the wind energy. The high-speed winds rotate the windmills, which is connected to generator and to produce electricity. Windmills are located in coastal regions and in the mountain passes where strong and steady winds blow. It is principally used to produce electricity and also used in lifting water from the wells to irrigated farmlands. Wind farms means cluster of windmills are found in Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, UK, USA and Spain. And in India, wind farms are found in Lamba in Gujarat, Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu, Sagardip in West Bengal. Advantages of wind energy are: it is non-polluting and it is safe and clean. And disadvantages are: it creates noise pollution, windmills costly to set up, it's harmful to birds. Here you see a wind farms in Kanyakumari, Tamil Nadu. Next, nuclear power. Nuclear power is produced by the nuclear fusion of radioactive minerals like uranium, thorium, plutonium, applying modern and high technology. In India, Rajasthan and Jharkhand states have large deposit of uranium and Kerala states have large deposit of thorium minerals. It is used in production of electricity, production of salt from the seawater, in medicine, in medical therapy, in ships and submarines, and etc. Major producer of nuclear power are USA and Europe. The nuclear power station in India are located in Kalpakkam in Tamil Nadu, Tarapur in Maharashtra, Narora in Uttar Pradesh, Koiga in Karnataka. Here remember, Tarapur is the first nuclear power plant in India. Advantages of nuclear energy are: it emits large amount of energy. And disadvantages are: it generates radioactive waste and it is expensive. Here you see a nuclear power plant in Tarapur, Maharashtra. Next, geothermal energy. Heat generating obtained from the earth is called geothermal energy. It is generated from the heat released from the Earth's interior through the hot spring, geyser, etc. Here hot springs are produced by gusting out of geothermally heated underground water from the Earth's interior. And geyser, a natural hot spring that intermittently ejects a column of water and steam into air, is called a geyser. It is used to produce electricity, heating water, cooking and household purposes. USA has the world's largest geothermal power plant, and in India, geothermal power plants are located in Manikaran in Himachal Pradesh and Puga Valley in Ladakh. Advantages of geothermal energy are: it's clean, eco-friendly and always available, and disadvantages is located far away from cities and so costly to transport the electricity. Here you see a geothermal energy plant in Manikaran, Himachal Pradesh, and left side pictures show the formation of geothermal energy. Next, tidal energy. Energy generated from tides is called tidal energy. This energy can be implemented by building dams at narrow openings of the sea, and during the high tide, the energy of the tides is used to turn the turbine installed in the dam and to produce electricity. Russia, France have huge tidal mills, and in India, the Gulf of Kutch and Gulf of Khambat in Gujarat, Sundarban region in West Bengal have huge tidal mill farms also. Advantages of tidal energy are: it is the non-polluting and it is inexhaustible. Disadvantages is it destroys wildlife habitat. Here you see a tidal energy plant in West Bengal, and left side pictures show the formation of tidal energy. Biogas energy. Organic waste such as dead plant and animal material, animal and human dung, farm and kitchen waste can be converted into a gaseous fuel. It's called biogas. Biogas is an excellent fuel for cooking and lighting and produce huge amount of organic manure or natural manure each year. Germany is the world leading biogas energy producing country. And in India, Maharashtra, Kerala and Karnataka states are produced biogas energy. Advantages of biogas energy are: it is low cost energy and it is easy to operate. And disadvantages is it causes greenhouse effect because methane gas emit from this biogas plant. Here you see a biogas plant in Maharashtra, and left side picture show the formation of biogas energy. Last, conservation of energy resources. Energy is a basic requirement for economic development and every sector of the national economy, like agriculture, industry, transport, commercial and domestic needs. Some energy conserving methods are: number 1, switching off electricity when not in use, using power saving device, using non-conventional sources of energy, using public transport system instead of individual vehicles, and judicious use of non-renewable energy sources and increased use of renewable energy sources. Lastly, energy is everywhere, but we can see that harnessing this energy is both difficult as well as costly. Each one of us can make a difference by not wasting energy. Energy saved is energy generated. Act now and make brighter energy future. Thank you.